Most people trying to look rich are broke, and the ones who actually have money, they're trying their best to look poor. That's not a coincidence. You see, everyone's obsessed with appearing successful. The designer clothes, the leased cars, the I'm doing well energy on social media. But here's the truth. The louder someone shows it, the less likely that they actually have. Now, meanwhile, the quiet ones, the ones who keep their heads down, the ones who dress simple, they're the ones just stashing cash, buying assets, and playing the long game, because looking poor is control. It's understanding that your value doesn't come from how much attention you can buy. Let me explain. Most people don't want wealth. They want the appearance of wealth. They want people to think that they've actually made it, and that illusion is very expensive. They buy brands not because they love the quality, but because they crave validation. They drive cars they can't afford to impress people they don't even like. And they actually confuse visibility with success. But here's the real difference. The average person spends money to signal status. The wealthy spend money to buy freedom. That's the line that separates the performers from the players. Pretending to be rich is one of the most expensive habits on earth. And it's the reason so many people stay stuck. Here's the truth. The need to show off your success is a symptom of insecurity. When you truly have control, you don't need the world's approval. The ones who actually have money are not trying to prove that they actually have it. They're trying to keep it, they're trying to grow it, and they're trying to use it the best way they see fit. That's why you'll see a lot of billionaires and millionaires as well just walking around in hoodies, jeans, and sneakers that actually cost a lot less than what you actually have on. That's because they've learned that wealth is not a costume. It's a mindset. When you look poor, people underestimate you. And that's one of the most powerful positions that you can be in, because people reveal more around you. They don't compete with you. They don't try to expect anything from you. And that gives you a lot of freedom to move quietly, make decisions, and just build without all the unnecessary pressure. Meanwhile, the guy flexing online is trapped because he has to keep performing to maintain that illusion. Because if that illusion fades, his identity collapses. That's the trap of external validation. You start working for applause instead of progress. And that's why so many people eventually just burn out. They're chasing likes, not sustainability. But society doesn't teach this. Society tells you to show off, make people believe that you're living the life. And we fall for it because it feels good, it feeds the ego. But it's actually poison for long-term success. Because when you start performing wealth, you stop building it. You trade compounding for consumption. You trade independence for image. And in the end, you become a prisoner to your own appearance. So realistically, you've got to ask yourself, are you building wealth or are you building an image? Here is the real flex: peace. Having so much control that you don't need to advertise it. That's the mindset of someone who's secure in their purpose. When you stop trying to look rich, you gain two priceless things: focus and leverage. Focus because you stop caring about what people think and start caring about what actually compounds. And then leverage also because you can make moves quietly without drawing attention from people who might slow you down. It's why the wealthiest people are often invisible until they don't need to be anymore. They spend years looking poor, stacking assets, setting systems, and then one day out of nowhere, everyone says, where did this guy or girl come from? They didn't come out of nowhere. They were there the whole time. They just weren't trying to prove it. Now, let me be clear. Looking poor doesn't mean being broke. It means being patient enough to build quietly while everyone else just wastes their money trying to look like they already made it. And when those people hit a wall, when they realize that image doesn't pay bills, you'll still be standing because you've built something real. So here's my challenge to you. Start today. Stop buying for attention. Stop living for validation. And stop caring about the opinions of people who aren't even in control of their own lives. Looking poor is not about pretending to be something that you're not. It's just about refusing to perform. True wealth doesn't need to prove anything. So if you want to start to win, if you want freedom, control, and lasting wealth, then master the discipline of just saying, I don't need you to think that I'm rich. I know what I'm building. Because when you stop trying to look rich, that's when you finally start becoming it. Thanks for watching.